Happy Thanksgiving, guys. We are so grateful for the peace of this season. But I need you to picture a very different scene for a moment. It's 3 a.m. in the morning. Your phone buzzes, but it's not a family member. It's your operations manager. And it's because your systems are locked down. There's a ransomware note on every screen. And at that moment, it occurs to you that your compliance checklist is no longer just a document. It has become what is called a lifeline. Today, I want us to look at a three-step framework so that we can stop thinking about compliance as a liability and start using it as your most powerful engine for growth as well as trust. My goal today is to ensure that you know how to turn your big overhead cost into your most compelling competitive advantage. I am super excited. Are you? One of the biggest lessons I have learned this year is understanding that for most of us, compliance feels like a constant tug of war. On one side, there are regulators, which is actually a mountain of paperwork, complex standards, a lot of situations and instances that feels completely disconnected from your reality. However, on the other hand, they are your clients. All they want is to know that their data is safe, their trust is well placed, and for you as a business owner or what is called the provider, trying to please both is exhausting. It drains your energy, it drains your resources. Most of the time, it sounds like a recipe for chaos. Am I right? Am I right? Exactly. That's one of the reasons why I want us to make a strong fundamental mind shift today. In fact, right now, we need to make that fundamental mind shift right now. Do we remember our mantra? We're going to come back to that. I need you to stop looking at compliance or seeing it as a tug of war. I want you to start looking at it as a business GPS. The important thing about compliance is the fact that its main purpose is not to slow you down, it's to guide you safely and help you give your clients what is called absolute confidence to ensure and let them know that you are on the right path. The challenge that most of us have is the fact that we feel like we are juggling two masters, the regulators, the clients. The regulators, the clients. What you need is to find a single thread that connects both of them. That single thread is what is referred to as trust. Trusts. Trusts. What is a regulator really looking for? They are looking for proof that you are trustworthy. What does your client want? They want almost the same thing because they want to work with someone they can trust. So if you look at both sides, they are actually on the same side, just speaking different languages. Now, as a business owner who has to fulfill compliance obligations, your job is not to navigate the chaos. No, your job is to build that bridge. You need to build a bridge that connects the trust that your clients have in you with the trust that shows the regulators that you are they are trustworthy. You need to show them proof that you are trustworthy. What I want you to understand is the fact that immediately you build that trust, that tug of war that you feel that you have will stop, and then you are going to be able to stand firmly in the center because you are going to have a clear answer for the regulator. You are going to have a compelling story for your clients, and that way you can replace chaos with clarity and you can replace overhead with advantage. Don't forget our mantra once again: simplify to clarify, standardize to unify, strengthen to sustain. Simplify to clarify, standardize to unify, strengthen to sustain. Let me give another quick overview for those that don't really understand what that mantra means. What that mantra means is that you need to simplify in order to be able to get clarification. Just simplify whatever you're doing. All right. Simplify your approach, simplify your process, standardize, use regular templates or use what is called a unified template so that everything works like a unified system. Then, number three, you need to strengthen in order to sustain. The only way you can strengthen is by allocating ownership and then having regular meetings. So I'm going to give you an approach today. It's actually three strategic shifts. Very interesting, but short. Three shifts. Now, what those shifts will do for you is that they are going to help you build the bridge that connects the trust that the clients have in you with the ones that is going to show your regulators that you are trustworthy. You're just going to build a bridge. The first shift, like I said, is a mindset shift. Just shift your mindset. Now, the first shift is simplify. It comes back to the same mantra: kill the legal speak. I think I remember saying this during the last session. Kill the legal speak. You see that 50-page document that you have put together for your team members? No one reads it. Believe me. They just look at the document and then they feel like, what is this all about? And most importantly, it makes your clients feel patronized because that document is seen as a symbol of disconnect. So I need you to eliminate it totally. Now, what you can do is to translate it, turn it into a simple one-page trust promise that everyone in your organization can understand, they can believe in, and they can deliver on. That is all you need, okay? What I want you to know is that when you do that, that document will stop collecting dust and then it becomes your internal playbook, and everyone will see it as a powerful external marketing message. Simplify. Simplify. You need to simplify in order to clarify. Number two, we talked about standardizing. But in this situation, what I need you, the second shift I need you to have is to build a system. Build a system. One of the challenges, I think I mentioned this during the last session as well, is the fact that so many of us don't think about the compliance process until it is time for the audit. I want you to start integrating compliance into your weekly redeem. Put it into your weekly cadence, put it into your weekly your system, put it into what you do daily. That way, you need to understand that when you have compliance as a one-time project, there's going to be a frantic scramble for documents before the audit. And at that point in time, it's no longer about strategy, it's all about adrenaline. Everyone is running around in order to meet up with the deadline, and they are not doing the right things. So you need to integrate compliance into your daily routines. What I want you to do in this instance is that you need to build a living, breathing system. I remember explaining this last time as well. What this means is the fact that apart from building that document as a day-to-day basis, it's something that it's going to be evolving. What that means is that you need to have a recurring alignment check-in with your team members. It can be weekly, it can be bi-weekly. I won't advise that it's monthly because then it becomes a lot. So make it a 30 minutes alignment check-in with your team members. No crisis, just communication. All right. What this will do is that it's going to help you transform compliance from what is called a fire drill into a steady breathing, a confident one for your business. That way, it stops being a cost and then it becomes a core competency. What you do more of, you get very good at. Am I right? Now, the third shift: flaunt your proof. Flaunt your proof. I know a lot of people will see it as this being intuitive, but you need to understand that one of the biggest reasons why it is important to flaunt your proof is the fact that if you have a document or an exercise or an activity that you are flaunting, that you need to show people you are right about, you're going to put in your best at it. Believe me. Apart from that, so many of us keep our compliance documents locked in a drawer. It becomes a secret, like something that you are ashamed of. At that point in time, it becomes what is referred to as a wasted opportunity. And as a wasted opportunity, it does not show your proof of trustworthiness. No, believe me, it doesn't. What I need you to do right now, put it in your sales pitches, feature it on your website, make it the centerpiece of your client onboarding. I have seen some organizations, or I have helped some organizations put together what is called a trust portal. You could actually do that as well, so that when your partners have, or vendors want to come into your organization, or they're trying to assess you for their third party program, it helps them to be able to look at your portal without having to come to you to look for the documents. Apart from that, it's like a safe place for, I'm going to call it a repository. It's going to be a repository system for your organization. What I want you to understand is that with this, is going to turn your compliance burden into a compelling trust story. Nobody has to come and ask you big questions. Nobody has to come and ask you questions before they know that they can trust you. No client has to ask, can I trust you? Because it is a system they already see and they know about. I want us to do a quick recap. Don't forget our mantra, all right? Simplify, simplify in order to clarify, standardize in order to unify, strengthen to sustain. Again, simplify to clarify, standardize to unify, strengthen to sustain. I want you to know that you might see compliance as a tug of war right now, but today we have looked at the bridge, we have discovered the bridge that can connect both sides using one currency: trust, trust, trust. What this means is that you need to get all the players as well as their expectations out of your head and put it on a single page. One of my mentors told me at a time that when you have something written down, it stops being a dream, it stops being a vision and becomes a goal. Now, what I'm asking you to do is turn your compliance expectations into a goal, not just yours, the one for everyone within your organization. What that means is you need to get your IT people. If you don't have IT team members, probably your legal team, your operations team, marketing department, anyone that is going to be a part, most importantly, your financials, those that are responsible for your financials, and you as the head of the business, because it is very important that you all put your expectations together into a single page. That way, it becomes not just the goal, it's something that you can work easily on. Number two, I need you to block out 30 minutes of your calendar for what is called a trust check-in with your clients, with your team members. That is an alignment meeting. It's going to be your first alignment meeting. That way, all of you know what, apart from what you are expecting, you are also aligned on the expectations, the thoughts, the goals, the plans, what everyone needs and anticipates to happen. Number three, use a transparent tool. I'm not asking you to go buy something big or buy a big tool. Excel will work for you. A Google document will work for you. Just take one spreadsheet, then put everything on a document that can be shared for your team members. And most importantly, if a key client comes in, is something that you can confidently share with them as well. Now, what I need you to do is look at everything I have just told you to do right now and execute. It's a three-step process, but it is very easy for you to implement next week. I want you to know that compliance chaos does not just die. You have to replace it. You need to replace it with alignment. You need to replace it with trust. And in today's world, with modern compliance, trust is not a feeling. it has become a currency. In fact, the most valuable currency your business will ever own. The most valuable currency that your business will ever own is trust. You need to replace whatever you are feeling about compliance with trust. I need you to take control. I need you to build trust and turn compliance into a source of strength, not only for your business, but for your prospects as well as your clients. Your move is to take control, build that bridge of trust. Just build that bridge. It's going to remove that tug of war and whatever you think you're feeling or in your head. Turn compliance into a source of unshakable strength, not only for your business, but also for your revenue. I want you all to get to work. Don't forget to send in your questions. This is a community. Our goal is to grow together as one using our cybersecurity strategies as a lever. I'll see you on Tuesday. Don't forget to send in your questions. Have a beautiful, amazing, and wonderful Thanksgiving. Bye bye.